Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Wednesday, August the 29th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of the room, your trading room. Any questions for me, you can use this email address. This is a link to get into our free room, 100% free. You don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in the room. I open the room at about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen. I get live on the mic at about 9:05. I go to 3:30 Monday to Thursday. That'll probably start happening next week. I've been knocking it off at about 3:15 for the last couple of weeks. I go to 3 o'clock on Fridays. If you want to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, there's a link you can use. There's a promo code in this email that you're getting for a 15% discount off the first month of a standard or premium, or the first year of a standard or premium subscription. All right. Well, this is a bit of a different one for me. I have had a few trades, but nothing spectacular. Now, Holly actually had a very, pretty darn good day. Unfortunately, I was stuck on Holly Grail at the very beginning of the day when Holly Neo, and I know we have to address that somehow, when Holly Neo was firing. So I missed out on a couple of the trades, but I did get in this one. 29.40 was a little bit tough. The alert happened. It pulled back. I got in right around here, popped up to a 30.24. So I was able to get in right around 29.48, and I sold most at 30. So that was my only Holly trade. This is the one I really wanted, though. Yeah, there was the alert at 40.80. Look what it did, all the way up to 42.42. But again, it was on another Holly. I didn't see it at the time. So again, we have to start addressing that, because it's starting to, you're stuck on one Holly and you're missing some great trades in another. The interesting thing is that this one came from the Sunrise Mover. All right. The interesting thing is that on the Holly Neo, the Sunrise Mover, I think, had about 3 or 4 right off the bat. That's what the Sunrise Mover is all about. Usually it's an early trade. Holly Grail also had a series of Sunrise Movers, and they didn't work as well. Now, before I say that, I think this one also was in Holly Grail. But anyway, it was just interesting to me to see that the same version, Sunrise Mover and Holly Grail, didn't work quite as well as the version that was in Neo. And again, that's because there are slightly different filters in place, filter values. Even though they're called the same, there are some subtle differences. And obviously, subtle enough that they really worked in Holly Neo. Now, this is really more of a lesson, I think, because, the market was really ripping today. However, I want to point out a couple of things here. Now, this is going to be a little difficult because the minute I click on the chart, this is going to go away. But you notice there, I'll bring it up. XRT is the retail sector, one of the retail sector ETFs. Okay, so as the market, virtually every sector was hot. But let's just take a look at XRT. So look what it did right off the bat. Okay, and there were a number of stocks. DKS had earnings. Retail. You can see what it did in the pre-market. EXPR. This was a challenge. I'm not in it anymore. Actually, it popped up on earnings, but once the market opened, it did that. Fossil. This was not an earnings play, but look what it did. But then look what happened on these bounces. You see how it was tracking XRT. See, look at the bounces that were taking place with the retail sector. It almost went positive. I mean, there's where it closed yesterday, right there. Almost went positive, but now it's starting to give it up a little bit again. But that's the important thing I'm trying to explain here is really that the overall market was really ripping higher, but you had one sector, and it's still weak. I mean, it's still negative, but one sector that was really tanking at the beginning of the day. So that's when, if you're looking at some shorts, those were the ones that you really could take advantage of because they really collapsed when the market opened. Now, you also could take advantage, and a lot of people in the room did exactly that, took advantage of the fact that when the retail ETF started to turn around, a lot of these were turning around. Now, of course, it's kind of, now, why is the ETF turning around? Well, because these are turning around. They're part of it. So we get that. But, the EXPR was my disappointing one. I was in this one a couple of times, and it just didn't really run like the rest of the retails on the recovery. I actually was really interested in this one because it had the big pop in the pre-market. I mean, look at this, got all the way up to 11.35 on earnings. That's what that was all about. And I thought, okay, the other ones had actually gapped down on earnings. So I thought, okay, like American Eagle, I think that was another one, American Eagle. Yeah, I mean, look at the gap down on earnings, okay? So contrast that to the EXPR, which actually had gapped up on earnings. So I thought that had a better chance to really recover as the retail sector recovered, but it just didn't, you know. But look at these beautiful moves, whereas the EXPR, no, really, yeah, it did a little bit, but not that much. But you never know. I mean, later on, you never know. I still have an alert set up in this area. I may hop in this one later on if the retail sector really starts to continue to recover. All right, so again, I had a couple other little trades, not really worth going over. I really just wanted to point out the fact that if you're going to, very important to watch the sectors. So, you know, even though the entire market basically was up, one sector was very, very weak. And so you could have easily picked on that one at the beginning to short a bunch of stocks and then participate in a bounce as that sector was bouncing. All right, just want to get back into the room. So, again, any questions for me? This is the email address you can use. Link for our free trading room. No strings attached. We don't ask for a credit card or anything. It's a free room. You don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in the room. I'll open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So hope everybody has a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.